Oh boy. Here we go. So we're going to talk about diversification across in all types of ways. We're talking about, diversifying in individual companies, multiple ETFs. You don't have to be in one ETF. You don't have to be in one individual company. You can have exposure to anything you desire. And because of this philosophy of massive diversification, you can get a dividend payout every single day. The yields may vary, but you'll get a dividend payout every single day. And you're probably wondering, well, how would I get a dividend payout every day if most of these ETFs and individual companies that you like, Mike, they all pay a dividend every quarter? Why would I do that? You're wondering, and here's the answer. It's because they pay on different dates during each quarter. Therefore, if you're diversified enough, in theory, every trading day, you could get a dividend. I think there is probably maybe 1 or 2 days out of a 3-month quarter where I don't get a dividend. And when I say 2 days, I mean trading days. Majority of the time, though, because I'm so spread out, I do get some sort of dividend payment every day, which is really nice to see, actually. It's very fun to see it. And, normally I don't. Usually it's bi-weekly when I start looking at other things to invest in. So I don't have a dividend reinvestment plan thing. I don't really do the drip stuff that everybody talks about. It's not that I don't have a dividend reinvesting plan. I just don't automate it. Because I like to be very hands-on with my portfolio. I like to be very, very involved. I think that it's a bad idea not to be involved in your own portfolio. Your portfolio, in my opinion, it's more important than your job. Now, granted, your job allows you to get the money that you could put into your portfolio, and you could buy stocks and bonds and all sorts of things. But you're probably wondering, Mike, why are you trying to tell me to buy one share, just one share of every single different ETF that I think is good, and one share of every individual stock I think that is good as well? And my answer to that is dividend payout distribution on a day-to-day basis at that point, right? I have a very hyper-diversified portfolio. If I were to guess, and I haven't counted in a while, and it's grown actually since, I most likely have, at the bare minimum, 250 or more. It is very likely more. I'm probably lowballing this a little too much. But I have 250 at the bare minimum individual holdings. And that's not just individual companies, it's individual ETFs. And I buy one share of everything I can. And the reason for that is one is diversification. And also a diversification of weighting strategies. Each ETF has its own weighting scheme, right? And because of that, you're allowing yourself to have multiple portfolio theories exist within your individual portfolio. It's a portfolio within a portfolio. Inception is what I'm trying to say. This is like a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, all right? I'm trying to tell you that you need to Leonardo DiCaprio the fuck out of your portfolio. That's all I'm asking. It's a very simple request. Very simple request. I realized I need to monetize this real quick because all you freeloaders are trying to watch my bussy without giving me any money. Easy money. I do enjoy monetizing the show, though. Let's put the monetization on. Let YouTube figure that out. And there we go. Got the ad rolls on, baby. But yeah, overall, it's just one of those things where I get really excited. I love having this hyper diversified portfolio. It's one of the better decisions I've ever made because one, I'm exposed to everything. I'm exposed to commodities. I'm exposed to bonds. exposed to international bonds, you name it, just about anything. And I'm exposed to international companies. I'm exposed to U.S. companies, mainly because I have a widespread net of ETFs that I keep in my portfolio. But a lot of it is for security. But in a lot of ways, a lot of these individual ETFs that I own pay out their dividends at different times. So I'm able to get a pretty healthy cash flow, if I'm going to be honest, from my portfolio. So my portfolio is usually throwing money at me, is what I'm trying to say, because I have so many different individual stocks. It's quite overwhelming. But it's really cool, though. I think it's one of the easiest ways to stay ahead of the curve is to have a hyper diversified portfolio. I think too many people are not diversified enough, and it's really a shame. I would love to see a little more diversification in people's portfolios. Now, it's funny because I love Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, but they are the complete opposite of the way I invest, which is wild to me. Now, they're actually really against hyper diversification. They're not even a big fan of diversification to begin with. And that's one of the things that I was thinking about. It's like diversification's the key, man. It really is a true wonder. Because I don't really know what the future holds, even though I love Coca-Cola and would feel pretty comfortable putting most of my net worth into Coca-Cola. Anything can happen. It is one company, even though it's a company that is very spread out, has a lot of different products. You know, I want to make sure that I'm exposed to other sectors. I want to make sure I'm exposed to everything, real estate, you name it. And a lot of it I could do by being diversified into stocks, whether it's U.S. stocks, whether it's international, whether it's being diversified into bonds, U.S. and international bonds. I'm into both. Some bonds internationally actually have pretty sexy yields, and that's mainly because some of those bonds are riskier if it's international, but it does help, and those bonds give out sexy payouts. So we got Tim Smith in the house, my boy. Let's see. Tim Smith says, I live for Coos opportunities. My man, dude. I'm seeing Our Lady Peace, man. I'm excited. We're going to see Our Lady Peace here pretty soon. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what, I'm always right there behind you. I'm excited, man. I love Our Lady Peace, brother. I could taste it, man. I might buy a little bit of merch. I usually don't splurge on merchandise, but I might get some Our Lady Peace merch, depending on how much they're selling it for at the concert in Bend. Michael Donaldson says, did you start looking around at other job opportunities? Honestly, I don't really care at this point. I'm still going to work the job until they fire me. Worst case scenario, I rack up unemployment and I just do YouTube. And honestly, like I said, I do DoorDash, so it's not like I don't have other ways of getting income. I would spend 8 hours a day if I needed to just doing DoorDash, maybe even 10 if I had to. The whole idea is I don't mind. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't mind living out of my car a little bit. No, I got plenty of other opportunities. It would actually be kind of relaxing not to work a normal job for a little bit. You know what I mean? It would be kind of like, what I'm saying is like doing DoorDash for like a few months would actually be kind of a relief, if I'm going to be honest. Because this job, it's not that the job is super stressful, it's that the management makes it stressful. Management has a weird way of just making you feel guilty about everything. I don't get it. At least the managers that I'm working for, because I mean, I've had great managers in the past, and I've worked for the same company for 12 years, right? And it just sucks, man. Tim Smith says, am I crazy or did Ticketmaster have the tour listed as Our Lady Peace headlining? Now it says Live and Collective Soul Tour, Summer Unity Tour with Our Lady Peace. I think that's kind of how. No, I mean, I think. No, I don't think Our Lady Peace is head. Well, maybe. That's a very good question, actually. I've been kind of confused on the wording of this tour, but I'm excited. I love live in collective soul. They're an incredible band. But I'm really mostly excited for Our Lady Peace, man. They're going to be the primary reason that I go to that concert. That's the primary reason, man. I'm excited for it. Oh, man. Michael Donaldson says it's more impressive to another employer if you're currently working. Better for negotiating pay too. Honestly, I don't like being an employee. I'm going to be quite honest with you, man. I enjoy doing 1099 work at this point. I get to write off all my miles. Whenever I do DoorDash, I actually get taxed less. I get taxed less for doing DoorDash because I write off the majority of my miles. Which is kind of nice. Obviously I have to pay for gas and stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, all the tax breaks that I'm getting from even driving miles, it pays for the gas, it pays for the repairs and stuff. So it works out in the end. So if I have to do DoorDash for a few months while looking for work, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case because like I said, I'm still employed. I'm still going to milk this job. I'm still going to do the best I can, but luckily I'm on vacation, so it don't matter. I'm on vacation for a whole week. Probably going to have a little bit of a staycation, though. Pretty exciting. Tim Smith says, I think it was called the Our Lady Peace 30th Anniversary Tour, but now it's the Summer Unity Tour. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm just excited to see them, man. I really hope they don't. I don't think they're going to bail out or anything like that. But it's the perfect band for me, man. They've always been one of the better bands. They're pretty talented. I've just always had fun listening to their music. Rain Medea is probably one of the best male vocalists, mainly because he does sing with a lot of emotion. And the level of emotion that you hear out of his voice is kind of wild. Like, you don't hear that from a lot of male vocalists, so that's why Rain Medea is one of my favorite male vocalists. James Blunt is another male vocalist. If James Blunt was playing in like Oregon somewhere, I'd probably end up going to see that for sure. James is incredible. What's a couple other bands or individual artists that I could think of? I mean, those are my main go-tos, man. James Blunt and fucking Our Lady Peace, man. Those are my two go-tos for overall. Default would be a really good band to see. Nickelback. I would love to see Nickelback. I love Nickelback. They're a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm not even guilty about it. I've been very open about my love of Nickelback for the longest time. But yeah, no, really exciting stuff, man. But anyway, I'm going to try to stay on topic as best as I can. So overall, when I talk about ETFs, and by the way, just to elaborate a little further, Mr. Donaldson, I don't really care to be an employee anymore. I'm making money on YouTube. I'm not saying that YouTube would be it would not be my sole source of income. That would be foolish of me to do that. But I would gladly do DoorDash for like 3 days out of the week, maybe do 12-hour days, 12-hour shifts or something. But the whole goal is, as much as I'm okay with being an employee right now, I'm okay with also not being an employee. Here's the thing: if they fire me, I get an unemployment for some amount of time. So if I quit, the chances of me getting unemployment are virtually zero. A lot of images here. Oh, my mom sent me some images. Looks like oh, little Addie. Sorry, you guys. I'm sharing some little photos of the sweet Addie. Sweet little dog. Such a funny dog. I love that dog, little Addie. Such a cute dog. Anyway, so yeah, overall, when it comes down to it, just I think I would just be just as fine doing DoorDash if I got fired. I'm not lying. I do all right doing DoorDash, so it's not like it would be. Surprisingly, I make okay money doing DoorDash when I by the hour. It fluctuates a little bit, but not by much. And money's good, and I get to write off a lot of it for taxation purposes, all the miles that I drive. So it's a win-win situation. I'd be fine with it. But overall, back to the subject at hand, though. If we're really talking about like, I'm excited for this anniversary tour that Our Lady Peace is doing. Though it really is. I mean, sure, they're not really gonna be the main show. I don't know. They may even split it out differently. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be really exciting. I think more people. I would be shocked if people were not there for Our Lady Peace primarily. I mean, there's such a. I like live. I like Collective Soul, but I think Our Lady Peace is just a better band. I'm gonna let you finish, but Our Lady Peace is the greatest band of all time. I'm trying to channel my inner Kanye here. Now that's all I got to say there. But anyway, let's to the subject at hand. I tend to get a little ahead of myself. So if we're talking about like multiple ETFs, and this is where I go into multiple ETF theory, multiple individual stock theory, having a portfolio that it would seem cluttered to the naked eye to see one share of just about every single index ETF that you could think of, anything that looks reasonable to you, any one share of, some fairly large cap companies that are pretty decent and some mid cap companies, blah, blah, blah. Though that's okay. I really don't think there's anything wrong with having a very scattered portfolio. And the thing is, like I said, you get the dividend payouts. You get growth. I mean, there is real growth in these types of portfolios. It may not be the best growth because not only are you exposed to individual stocks and ETFs that expose you to stocks and stuff like that. There's ETFs that expose you to bonds and commodities. Those are ones that I'm also a part of. In my portfolio, I actually don't really have the ability to buy bonds on an individual basis, but I'm not an expert in bonds. I understand that like there's corporate bonds, municipal bonds, there's corporate bonds. I think I mentioned corporate bonds, government bonds, whatever. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's a variety of bonds that you can add to your portfolio if you really wanted to, but I don't know the first thing about bonds, and like things like Robinhood don't give you really the ability to add bonds directly to your portfolio. Now, ETFs are a great way to get bond exposure and get those sweet, beautiful yields from the bonds themselves. So having a multitude of exchange traded funds that are centered around bonds, whether it's U.S. bonds or international ones, you name it. As long as you're exposed internationally and exposed domestically, you pretty much have diversification to the max. And I think that's the key, because there is a level of safety in diversification. And I think there are some investors who just get really cocky and they think that they know what the future holds. And the sad part is nobody really knows what the future holds. But you can have an idea of where something's going to go over the long term, right? You can have an idea. For instance, you can have an idea that the dollar is going to keep going down in value because the dollar is not backed by anything and it's printed mercilessly. You can also figure out that most stocks that are well managed have good cash flows and there's no way competition can defeat them. You know that they'll do good over time. But even if you have a general idea and the knowledge that the company will do good over time, you still don't want to risk it. That's why you don't concentrate too heavily in very specific stocks. I love to be spread out, man. And I think that's the smartest thing that anybody can be, is extremely spread out, right? And I don't mean that in a very sexual way. But no, I would love to see more people diversify their portfolios. Some people are way too concentrated in stupid shit like crypto, or they're way too concentrated in dumb penny stocks because they're trying to get the next 10x stock or the next 10x crypto. And look, they could end up being on the money. But a lot of these people end up holding these stupid things for too long, and then they become the bag holder. Now, they might get, there might be a way for them to do a stop loss, prevent any loss, which isn't such a bad thing. But yeah, overall, I love betting against Bitcoin. That's been one of my big money makers for my portfolio, because 20% of my portfolio is actively traded. And when I say actively traded, I mean like swing traded. I'm not doing day trading. Day trading is so ridiculous, man. But I do swing trading though, for sure. And on the daily, I take a look and see if I want to sell the SBIT or sell some of the SBIT or buy some of the SBIT. I don't sell the whole thing. I don't buy the whole thing at one time. But if SBIT goes down, I tend to trickle buy, buy 1 or 2 shares here and there. And then if SBIT goes back up, I just trickle sell. Maybe 1 share here, 1 share there. Get micro profits where I can get them. So the micro profits act like a little bit of a dividend every day. So it's kind of handy. I firmly enjoy investing this way. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's you could say it's boring, but I don't know. It's exciting. I really do enjoy seeing a dividend payout come into my portfolio every day. It's nice. It's kind of relaxing, if I'm going to be honest. So hooray for dividends is all I got to say. Give me one more moment, though. I'm going to get... I just want to say I've been eating some Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I went to Grocery Outlet earlier, and they had Chuck E. Cheese pizza, and I was like, that's what I'm getting tonight. That's what I'm cooking tonight. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to get some Chuck E. Cheese and some Sprite. Here we go. So my boy Nate Dogg, by the way, happy birthday to Nate Dogg and his things and shit. 2 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3. We got We got Mr. Nathan's birthday today, and he got an ad right as soon as he joined in. This is how I trap you guys into giving me money. That's how I trap all my friends into giving me money. I'm like, hey, you guys, check out this YouTube video I'm doing. This, by the way, is better. It's better than a Walmart pizza here. It's motherfucking Chucky motherfucking cheese, dude. Look at that. Oh. Chuck E. Cheese, baby. It's the real deal, all right? So take this, and... oh, wow. That didn't work. Cool. Okay, take this. You gotta... I'm just gonna... almost in the trash. All right. Okay. So it's worse than a Walmart. You know, I don't know what is worse for you, a $1 Walmart pizza or a Chuck E. Cheese pizza that you get from Grocery Outlet. I'm just not sure. Mr. Nathan says, Timu Rat on the cover. Oh my goodness, yes. But yeah, no, Chuck E. Cheese pizza right here. Look at this. This is high quality pizza right here. You see that? That's high quality. That's what we're talking about. That's the bottom, top. All right. It's the good stuff, all right? It's good. I do like Chuck E. Cheese pizza, though. Tim Smith says, does Chuck E. Cheese deliver? That was one of the best quotes from that movie, Tim. From the movie, if anybody who hasn't seen it, it's really an indie film, but it's called Relaxer, and that's one of the best quotes in the movie. Does Chuck E. Cheese deliver? Who cares? It's popping off in the frozen food section. Yeah, it's funny, man. That's the one thing that it blew my mind when I was at Grocery Outlet. I was like, $2.99 Chuck E. Cheese pizza. So I got three of these motherfuckers. So I did. It's great because now I could do laundry, and I do laundry in North Bend at one of the laundromats. But the laundromat is right next to the new Grocery Outlet. So what that means is right after I do laundry, I can get some gas at Chevron, which is right down the street. Then I could go from Chevron, I can go get my Chuck E. Cheese pizza from Grocery Outlet. So it's a trifecta. So I can get all the things that I need. In those at those three locations. I get my laundry done at the laundromat, go down the street to Chevron, get my gas, go right down to Grocery Outlet, and get my dildos. All right, boom, my discount dildos and my popsicles. Which that's how I roll. That's how I roll. All you all is jealous because I love Grocery Outlet, dude. But yeah, once again, everybody happy. Give Mr. Nate Dogg a happy birthday. Shout. I'm gonna just happy birthday, man. I almost beat this man at Magic yesterday. I lost by a point. And what's worse is I actually probably could have beat him if I would have just attacked. And then he would have ended up annihilating himself with his own radiation. I won't explain how this game went to anybody but we were playing the Fallout Magic decks. Nathan was, and I was playing a Final Fantasy 14 deck. But anybody familiar with Magic, it's a fun game, man. I've kind of I'm having a little more fun playing it. You know, I'm still not very good at it, but I enjoy playing it. because it is fun. Because when you do outwit, when you can outwit Mr. Nathan and Mr. Billy, first off, I love to gloat when I win against them because it's like I don't have many opportunities to do that. So I'm just like, yeah, yeah. But it's usually just, it's usually fun. I really enjoy. I enjoy the trash talking aspect of Magic, though. I think that's one of my favorite parts about it. I love accusing people of cheating. People love accusing me of cheating in the game too. Can't say I blame them because I fumble my cards quite a bit. But yeah, overall, fun ass game. Anybody who doesn't play Magic, definitely give it a try. And if you don't know how to play it, there's the Magic the Gathering app, and there's the Magic the Gathering software for Windows. So you could play it one way or another, which is pretty cool. Yep. But salute. One moment, though. But yeah, it definitely makes sense that I'd find it at grocery outlet, though. But yep, my vacation starts now, and thank goodness, man. Whew. It's a relief, man. It's a real relief. I needed to get away from all the shit that was going on at work, you know. It just feels good. But yeah, got everything I needed to do today after work. Got my laundry done, got my groceries all bought. Tank is filled up with gas and pretty much ready for the upcoming little mini road trip we're doing. We're not going to be gone for too long, but it's going to be fun. No, and I do want to thank Nathan though. He's been a little concerned, you know, about, you know, what's been going on with me in work and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm going to tell everybody this. Even if I do get fired, it's more of a pride thing for me because I've been at the job for a long time. But if I get fired, I get fired, and I'll be sad about it, but not for too long because I do expect it to eventually happen. Well, I don't expect it to happen, but I know it's a possibility. And if it does happen, I'm fully prepared to just do DoorDash for 8 hours a day. Trust me. I got plenty of income. I got my YouTube grifter income. I got my dividend grifter income. I got plenty of income coming in. So there's zero problems there. I'm very confident. And I lead a very low end lifestyle, so it's not like I would not be in a dire situation. And besides, I would go crazy if I didn't work. So having DoorDash as an alternative to doing a normal W-2 job is kind of nice. Plus, like I said, I get taxed less for doing DoorDash because of all the miles. Now, I do put miles on my car, obviously, and I have to get gas. But honestly, with how fuel efficient my car is, that's not a problem at all. Yager's Farm says, oh, but yeah, once again, everybody, we got to sing, I think we got to sing happy birthday to my boy Nate Dogg, though. But we're not going to sing happy birthday in the traditional sense. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Nathan. Never gonna make him cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie. Oh man, I wanted to do happy birthday in the tune of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. I birthday Rick rolled Nathan there. Very excited about that, but Nathan, for your birthday, we're going to Dorcia's, or whatever the fuck that stupid fucking restaurant is called in American Psycho. I'm gonna take you to a fancy restaurant where we're gonna order something high value from the menu. I'm gonna take you to McDonald's and I'm gonna get you a large case of fries, and we're gonna have a couple Big Macs. But no, everybody, I always say the best thing you can do is do a Patrick Bateman impression. It really soothes the soul. So, Yager's Farm says, "Oh, I've been trolling." And then Oxy Overage says, "Oh, is good for dividends." Yep. I will say the annual yield for Realty Income is pretty impressive. And Realty Income is a good one to buy on the dip, in my opinion, not financial advice, but just my pure opinion, because it has the stable cash flows and it's one of the most diversified real estate investment trusts on the commercial level that one could ever hope to own. Like, they're really incredible. So I'm a huge fan of Realty Income, though. That is one individual stock that I love to rack up on. I don't rack up too much on it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of being too overly concentrated into one single position. But I have Realty Income in my portfolio, that's for sure. Oh. Oh, Yoggers is getting fresh with these emojis here. Yoggers Farm, Jim from Yoggers is saying, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday." Mr. Nathan even gave him a kissy emoji on that one. With a tongue, by the way. We don't know where that tongue's going. Nathan, spread those cheeks for your birthday, my man. Happy birthday to you. Hee hee. Yoggers, you're the man, dude. That was awesome. I like the level of emojis, though. The sexy emojis within the live chat. It's a beautiful thing. Always appreciate it. I will say, you guys steer the ship. I am the drunken captain of this show, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm relying on my competent chat people, my competent chatters to steer this ship in the right direction. And you guys always do a fantastic job. Usually we end up hitting an iceberg at the end of every episode. So we try our best, though. We try our best. But at the end of the day, we're probably hitting that iceberg. But that's okay. We had a good run. But let's see. Yoggers, you ain't trash, my man. Use the man, dude. I really do appreciate you, Yoggers. I gotta check out your YouTube page. I haven't checked it out in a little bit. Like, I gotta see if you've been posting any cool short videos and stuff. But I love to see Yoggers content, though, man. That shit's good. Jim says, "You should have seen what I wrote." Oh, I'm not going to read the whole comment because YouTube, oddly, they get a little sensitive if I say things like that. But I good shit, man. Really good stuff. Oh boy. Yoggers is just an old country boy. Absolutely. Good man, dude. Good man. Well, let's see. We've been streaming for about 40 minutes. I like that. Um, to stay, I always try to stay on topic if I can, but I do like to divert a little bit. Yoggers Farm says, I'll tell you what I wrote. Let me know, man, what you wrote. While we're waiting for Yoggers to type out what he wrote real quick or copy paste, whatever he's doing. But yeah, with individual ETFs, like I always say, it's individual companies, investing in them like one share at a time, and then finding as many different ETFs in the marketplace. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity out there, man, when it comes to when it comes to diversified investing. And I think if you're planning on having a long-term portfolio, diversified investing is the way to go. It's not perfect, but it does tend to appreciate in value very well. Your goal, honestly, with a diversified portfolio is not to beat the S&P 500 or the traditional markets. Your goal is to maintain wealth. That's my goal, at least. Now, you don't have to be as diversified as me. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody wants to do it. It feels messy because sometimes I'll look at my portfolio and be like, whoa, there's a lot of shit going on here. But everything I have in my portfolio is intended to be a buy and hold scenario and never sell. The whole point of my portfolio is to have ETFs and individual stocks that pay me a dividend of some kind, typically. And then, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 ETFs I dedicate towards active swing trading. Yager says he wrote, I'm an older feller that has been around this world and holds nothing back when I am fronted with fake ass people. Yeah, and fake, dude. Honestly, yeah, you don't want to be around too many fake people. You don't want too many yes men in your life. It's, that's why I like it when people, that's one of the reasons why Nathan and Billy have been really good friends, because they do. If I'm bullshitting myself, they do tend to call me out, and I like to try to call them out on any bullshit that they do. They're a lot more. What do you call it? My buddies, they're more. They're a little more. They act more adult. What do you call that? What's the term? They're more mature than I am. I think I'm a little too childish sometimes. I got to admit. I think there's a part of my brain that's a little too damn childish. But no, overall, my buddies, they're really mature dudes, and I think they actually run their lives really well. And I've come to actually model, a lot of the better things that they do. I've come to model the best of them, the best of the things they do. I mean, obviously everybody's got crappy habits. I have crappy habits, but a lot of my friends have really good habits that I like to model. So, I just, one of the things that I respect is they actually got kind souls and they're very empathetic. That's really cool. And I tend not to be, I'm empathetic, but maybe sometimes I do lack it from time to time. And sometimes I try to make sure that I'm a little more empathetic, because sometimes I do lack it a little bit. It's funny, you're never too old to have role models, and I have to admit, my friends have been very good role models for me. We see the world differently, but they're very good role models. People sometimes people say you're too old to have role models. Role models are for kids. It's like, no, you need role models as an adult, because man, being an adult is not always so easy. Sometimes you need role models to use as a template. And that matters. Really does matter. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off. I'm going off on a tangent, a little philosophical tangent, I guess. Tim Smith says invented a new food, chili Getty. It makes chili mac look like student film. Wait, Tim, I've already made chili spaghetti, dude. Well, I mean, I know chili spaghetti. I don't think it's a very popular dish, but I could have swore I did a. I mean, I have made chili spaghetti, but I don't think I actually did a video on chili spaghetti. Oh, anyway. It's funny shit, though, dude. Yeah, dude, chili spaghetti's great, man. Unless you made it differently than I did, because it's basically the way I make it's just like how I make chili mac. I mean, then again, for God's sakes, I'm using canned chili when I do this, so it's not like anything special. But yeah, Tim, you'll have to let me know what you put in your chili spaghetti, because that sounds pretty damn good. Yager says YouTube won't let you see what I actually wrote. Too strong. YouTube has come down. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can see all the messages. YouTube has come down on me with my comments. Yeah, it's okay, man. It's all good. If you need to censor stuff, that's okay too. That's fine. But yeah, YouTube is definitely the king of censoring live chat, unfortunately. One of the reasons I don't have moderators on here is because YouTube already does a good job of being word police. So why should I even have mods on this channel? That's why I look at it. I prefer my channel to be kind of a wild, wild west anyway. Wild, wild west. Oh, man. Tim Smith says I use Farelli Italian hot sauce, Italy and Mexico together at last. Hell yeah, dude. My man. So good. All you need, brother. So, Tim Smith uses Pirelli Italian hot sauce, Italy and Mexico. That's pretty good, man. I don't know if I've actually tried Pirelli Italian hot sauce. Sounds pretty good, though. Campbell's Chunky Soup actually has this really spicy chili. And I made a chili mac the other night. It was actually the one I was eating in front of you guys. It was really good. It was really good. I like spicy chili. So putting spicy chili in with traditional macaroni and cheese and combining them is probably one of the best combinations. And I love chili, man. Ooh. It is the best basic meal in the world. I also love putting chili on just about anything. Chili on hot dogs is fantastic, by the way. I love chili dogs. Oh, so good. So good. Ooh. By the way, Tim, Yagers, or even my boy Nathan. Well, actually, Nathan's already seen this video, but I showed him. I think he regrets it, but Will Smith came out with this pile of crap. It's a terrible. It's a good. It's not the worst song I've ever heard him do. Well, it might be, actually. It's called Pretty Girls by Will Smith. And it kind of lives rent-free in my head. Because it kind of has one of those beats that kind of keeps you, I don't know, it stays in your head. And it's a shitty song. It's not good. But for some reason, it's been stuck in my head. And if you guys have a chance to listen to Will Smith, Pretty Girls, you might become addicted to this pile of crap of a song the way I am. I love Will Smith. I know Will Smith is a cuck. I know that he slapped Chris Rock at one of those award shows. And Will Smith probably went to a lot of Diddy parties. I say probably. I was going to say allegedly. All right, went to the Diddy parties. All right. Tim Smith says you got to give it props for being the gayest Will Smith song. It absolutely is. There were a few comments that I laughed at for this song. In fact, I want to read some of the comments because I don't want to play the song because I'm afraid I'll get a copyright strike from the legend himself, the Fresh Prince. I don't want that, but I'm going to pull it up here in just a second. Will Smith, Pretty Girls. Here we go. So these comments are gold, by the way. So I'm going to show them real quick because I think the comments are obviously better than the song. All right. So we're just going to read some of these comments here. Let's see. This has hands down got to be the most elaborate way of coming out I've ever seen. I'm going to give a like to that comment. And then this commenter says, no way Will Smith watched this from start to finish and said, yep, this looks good. Send it out for the whole world to see, forever immortalized till the end of humanity. I think he did this. Here's my plot. Here's my belief in why he did this. He did this because I think he knew it would get so much negative reception. Think about it. All attention's good attention. Will Smith knows this. Will Smith is actually going the Kanye route. He's just not supporting like Nazis and shit, right? So Kanye went a little off the deep end with the whole racism stuff or whatever. But like Will Smith is like, well, what if I just act really gay but keep claiming I'm straight? I mean, that's kind of what this channel is, actually. It's me acting gay, but saying, I'm straight, I swear. You know? All right, let's keep reading. This is great, though. Till the end. Yeah, this is so bad. It's I think it's getting circulated around the internet like crazy. Yeah, 2.1 million views. This came out like 3 weeks ago. And it's gonna keep catching fire because everybody's gonna share it, and this is why Will Smith is so good. He knows if he creates cringy material that makes him seem gay, that's what gets all the eyeballs looking at him. And Will Smith knows if you can capture attention, that's all you need to do. That's all you want to do. So Will Smith is playing the long game. All right, so I like it. So this is. So this person, Nicholas Stone, says, this is what 3 decades of living in an echo chamber does to your brain. If you have a lot of yes men in your life, absolutely. This person writes, Timothy writes, let's see, what really hurts is no one in Will's circle loves him enough to tell him this song is garbage and he shouldn't have made it. I didn't think Will Smith was gay, but after listening to this song, I'm not so sure anymore, says Kaito Somo. Movie Guy 5 says Will Smith making music in 2025 is a recession indicator. That's comment of the year right here. In fact, that should be the next title of my next live stream, if we're gonna be honest. Tim Smith says, check out the Asmund clip. This sheriff is a national treasure. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Asmund Gould, this sheriff is a national treasure. I think I spelled sheriff wrong, but they'll correct me here. All right, so okay, let me put this up real quick. Let's see what we're listening to here.
Travel can be a nightmare. Luckily, you rented your car on Turo.
So what's this? The guy in the back is fighting for his life. What the is this?
Jason Bath is from 43 from Davenport. This is our human trafficking and prostitution, folks. When he walks in, you think, well, I have set up a deal with an ugly woman. And I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman, right?
Oh my God. The hell?
This is what you really get when the makeup comes off. You decide that you're going to hook up with a woman. She comes in, and she's already uglier than a mud fence. And then, as you start...
Dude. Oh man, what am I watching here? So this says 9-day undercover investigation into human trafficking, 255 suspects arrested. Damn, dude.
Start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. He looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace. I don't know. This is what's happening. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really bad guy. When you find them in the bar at night, you know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah.
That's bad, dude. I mean, like that's crazy. This sheriff is the man, though. By the way,
That's what we call Rolex ugly.
Rolex ugly. What?
Bro, this is the sheriff?
Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there. You don't care about the Rolex.
This is just...
That might be the funniest thing I've ever fucking heard. That last part right there. Holy shit. Oh my God. This sheriff needs a career in stand-up comedy. This guy is funny as shit. Wow. Not only is he a great sheriff, man, this guy's funny.
This is the pool. And so now, and you can see, obviously, things didn't go very well for this person. Look at what color shirt they're wearing. That doesn't look like the black leotard that they had on the night before. That's an orange jumpsuit. He's the Joker? Well, he's not laughing anymore, is he?
And I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman.
That was a fantastic clip, Tim. That was funny as shit, man. Oh, man. Dividend investing, man. So good. Yeah, that was a good find, Mr. Tim. Hell yeah. I do enjoy watching Asmund Gould's stuff from time to time. He's pretty funny, man. He's a pretty funny dude. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I don't have to go to work tomorrow, which is nice. I got a week-long vacation. So probably going to be doing a lot of outdoor stuff, being outside as much as I can. Woo. Mm. Tim is saying he did another. Okay, let me see here. Oh, I think it's this one right here.
Straight to McJail? What?
This goober is called Dayton Schaefer. He's 18.
Dayton Schaefer.
He went to McDonald's. And, you know, human error, they messed his order up. It seems that maybe he didn't get his McNuggets, his chicken McNuggets.
I appreciate him saying McNuggets and not nuggets. This is a professional law enforcement official. This guy really deserves a raise.
Well, you'll find in a second that this guy acted like a McNut. So this McNut didn't get his McNuggets from McDonald's. So he calls 3 times. On 3 different occasions, he threatens to shoot the place up. And on the first call, the manager said, "Sir, if you'll come back, we'll make it right. We apologize."
Yeah.
His rant went on, and his rant went on.
He crashed out.
So he used his McPhone to make a McThreat to McDonald's, his actual phone number. So it was a slow McPitch for us to make a McRest.
A McRest?
We went to his house, and he said, "Yeah, I made the McPhone calls to McDonald's."
Why would you say that?
Get my McNuggets. You see why I call him a McNut? Anyway, he's in the McJail. Oh, the Polk County Jail. Have a good day.
If I was the police, I would have taken him by McDonald's on the way over to jail and gotten him the wrong order. Just give him the wrong order again. Police brutality.
So
that would have been pretty funny.
You know, drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie, quit murdering people.
Vanguard Active Fixed Income. Expert team.
That's a beautiful clip, man. Holy crap. That is some funny shit, man. Yeah, I just want to I want to do a shout out today. The Epstein list. I am shocked. So I'm actually a little bit pissed about this. So Epstein had harmed a lot of people. Done a lot of terrible things, right? Yet there's no record of a client list. None. This has to be the biggest cover-up in all of human history. You're telling me a guy as big as Epstein didn't have some sort of clientele list? This is a big L for the FBI. One of the most incompetent organizations of all time, by the way. And, like, I don't know who's suppressing this. If Trump is suppressing the Epstein list, that actually does piss me off. I love Trump. I think he's great. But if he is one of the clients, he needs to just, you know, fess up and be like, yeah, I did go to the island, you know. I went to the islands. I hung out with Epstein, blah, blah, blah. It really disturbs me that it's there. Besides, the list had been talked about several times. They were even saying they had a list. All of a sudden now there is no list? You got to be kidding me. It's insane. It blows my mind. Man. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being patient with me here. Mm. Mm. All right, you guys, I am a little bit tired. I got to do a couple things around the house. I may, just as a heads up, I may still do another show later tonight. I don't know. I'm not going to get anybody's hopes up. I'm not going to promise anything, but if you hear a ding and you have your notifications set to on for my live videos, it might be a sexy one. I don't know. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Thank you, Yoggers. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you, Mr. Tim Smith. You guys are the funniest motherfuckers on the internet. I don't know where you guys are at the moment, but you guys kick some ass, man. I dig it. And to Mr. Nathan, once again, happy birthday, my man. One of my best friends. Actually, Billy and Nathan, straight up, they are my best friends, man. They're pimp daddies, and I appreciate them for everything they do. And if there's one person who deserves a sexy birthday, it's my boy Nate Dogg. It's a good man. So, but anyway, happy birthday, Mr. Nathan, and I'm out. Oh, Mr. Donaldson, by the way, I forgot to mention Mr. Donaldson. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Getting in on that action. Getting in. All right, but I'll catch you all later.